Welcome back to Your Average Investor, the channel that looks at my journey through investing, budgeting and finance. Now, for those of you who keep up to date with the stock market, you'll have noticed that Reddit users, in particular those talking on Wall Street bets, have made massive impacts on the stock market overall of late. In particular, GameStop and AMC have been significantly increased in value because of Wall Street bets and what's going on Reddit and Twitter amongst amateur and retail investors at the moment. I found it really interesting how the amateur or retail investor herd mentality has been able to increase the value of these stocks so significantly in such a short period of time. I don't think this is the end of it by any means, and I do think into the future we can see individual stocks getting pushed by a herd of amateur or retail investors, making large profits overnight and then obviously the inevitable crash the other side. This does smell a little bit like a pyramid scheme, where the people who get in early make massive profits, unimaginable otherwise, and those people who hop on the bandwagon a little later will get hit hard when the price falls the other side. This really got me thinking, and it posed the question, has GameStop and AMC changed the landscape of investing for the future? And will we see this happening more regularly? Will this make us move towards a more popularity contest style of investing, where people pump and dump individual stocks and make massive profits, whilst other people get burnt on the other side? In this video, we're going to try and answer those questions, have a look at GameStop and AMC, and look at what's happening in the future and what this means potentially for the future of investing. This video is not designed to make you go out there and follow forums without doing your due diligence. You've of course got to go out and have a look at the individual stocks and shares before just following the masses. With that said though, let's hop into the video and have a look at what's going on. We'll start off by looking particularly at GameStop. This is the first stock which really made movements following the Reddit push on Wall Street bets. As you can see here, there was a prolonged trend downwards from the middle of 2014 all the way through right down to 2021, where it got picked up by Wall Street bets on Reddit and other Twitter users, which has massively increased the price of this stock. This has happened mostly over the last month, as you can see, with it increasing from around $18 per share right up to $328 per share where it sits right now. So is there anything behind this? Are GameStop actually a good company? Let's have a look at their company details in a bit more detail. We can see that they're a video game store which are based predominantly in the US, but they also have shops in Canada, Australia and in Europe as well. Now the first thing that catches my eye is that this shop is obviously in retail, and it is mostly a bricks and mortar enterprise. As we know, the high street is not having a particularly good time at the moment, with most people moving their shopping to online vendors like Amazon and other shops that are based online. We'll scroll down even further to have a look at some of the financial summaries of GameStop. You can see the worrying decrease in GameStop's income in both the written text and the graph that depicts it below. Over the last 3 years, the income into GameStop has decreased substantially. We can look even further and see that their net income was negative $470 million, which equates to a profit margin of negative 7.28%. If we have a look even further at their balance sheets, you can see that the total value of their assets, depicted in purple here, has again steadily declined over the last 2 years. Throughout this period, their liabilities have remained pretty much the same, giving them a total debt to asset ratio of 78.31%. GameStop's cash flow is unfortunately no better. You can see that in 2020 they are in negative for all of the 3 different metrics shown, in operating costs, investing and financing. So the question remains, is this a good company to invest in? And the fundamentals are saying no. We'll then move on to the other company which is currently in this saga, which is AMC Entertainment Holdings. If we have a look at the value of this company over the 3-month period, you can see that it was trading at around $2 to $3 per share. This was followed by a marked increase right up to around $19 to $20 per share to $13.35 where it now currently sits. The big reason why these two companies were both heavily pushed is because of the large amount of short positions which were taken within both of these companies. Most of these short positions were taken by hedge fund investors and other institutional investors. So this can be seen as a revolt by the masses against institutional investors and the rich. So my question remains, why are we seeing what we're currently seeing? The masses investing in companies which have poor fundamentals and realistically aren't going to survive for a long period of time, when they could invest in better companies like Amazon, Apple, Tesla, and other long-term companies. Unfortunately, you have to bring yourself to the dark corners of the internet to find out the reasons why. Now, this is Reddit, the Wall Street's Bet Elite forum. Just by scrolling through this forum, you can see the amount of excitement that there is currently placed around GME, which is GameStop, and AMC, which is AMC Entertainment Holdings. This sort of frenzy-like chat really is pushing the stock prices up. People are just pushing and pushing and pushing and trying to rise these prices even higher. People are discussing selling their shares in Tesla, Amazon, Apple, and other really consistent, strong long-term companies to buy into AMC or GameStop with no real fundamental backing. This is essentially, as I discussed earlier, a pyramid scheme where those people who invest first will make massive profits and take them out, and as they take them out, those who have invested a little later on in the uptrend will get stung pretty hard and potentially lose a large proportion of their invested cash. I mean, you can see here people are talking about investing thousands and thousands of pounds into companies which do not potentially have a long-term future, merely because the masses are just doing the same. So some of you out there might be asking, what's next? What's the next GameStop? Will there ever be a next GameStop? So I've done a little bit of digging and followed the Wall Street Bets Elite Reddit. There's lots of buzz at the moment, both on Reddit, Twitter, and even as far as Yahoo Finance, with HCMC being up to as high as the second most researched company in the last 24 hours. And just by looking through here, you can see the reasons why. People are buying millions and millions of shares just off the fact that people think this is going to be pushed over the next few days. HCMC is a small company which has currently got a lawsuit against PM, which could be worth billions of dollars to the small company, with it being valued at $0.0009 per share. Now, this is HCMC in the flesh. As you can see, the price at the moment is $0.0009 per share. And you can see over the last few days, this has had a little bit of volatility with a bit of discussion about investing in this company last week. However, nothing like the push that there's been over the weekend in forums, as well as a number of other different places from people trying to get people to buy into this share. You can see that the company was formerly Vape Corporation, and it's strongly based in healthy daily choices with respect to both nutrition and different lifestyle alternatives, like vapes and e-liquids rather than cigarettes and other smoking products. Now, you can see how people could get hooked into this very, very easily. The value of this share, as I've said, is $0.0009 per share. So you could buy a lot of shares for even £50. With people on forums talking about the possibility of $1 per share, you can see how people can see the pound symbols very easily. If we purchased just £50 worth of shares in HCMC, we would get approximately 76,000 shares. If the value of each share did increase up to $1 per share, which, as I've already said, is very, very unlikely to happen, they would be sat with $76,000 from just a £50 investment. That equates to around £60,000, I believe. Therefore, you can really see how people can get hooked into this with the idea and the ideals of the price increasing to such a point where you become rich overnight. Especially with all that's going on at the moment, people struggling for money, people losing jobs, people becoming unemployed. You can see how people can get hooked in by the masses and the herd decision to move into this company. Clearly, this will be a really interesting watch on Monday the 1st of February, and I hope I get this video out before then. But if not, check out HCMC and see what happened on Monday the 1st of February to see if the masses did manage to manipulate the price of this stock. There we have it then, a quick roundup of GameStop, AMC, and the potential new stock that's being pushed by these Wall Street Bets Reddit users, HCMC. As I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not advocating investing in any of these different stocks or shares. You should always do your due diligence before investing and make sure you do not invest more than you're willing to lose, especially in stocks and shares like this, which is causing so much market volatility. When I hear people talking about HCMC on YouTube, Twitter and Reddit, it always takes me back to that Wolf of Wall Street quote. There's massive upside potential with very little downside risk. And whilst that may be true here, it does not mean that people are going to make as much profit as they're considering, if any at all. As always, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope the sound quality's been a little bit better with the microphone. I'm not quite sure I've got the settings on it right, so any feedback would be much appreciated. If you did enjoy it, please consider liking and commenting on the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We've almost reached 2,500 subscribers, and that completely blows my mind. It's something that I never imagined would be possible when I first started out and had 1 or 2 different subscribers. If you do want to invest in any of the stocks that I've mentioned in this video, please make sure you do your own research, but you can invest in all of them through Trading 212. If you haven't yet got Trading 212, check out my referral link below. Well, it's not my referral link, one of my subscribers will get a free share when you invest. All you've got to do is invest just £1 and both you and the subscriber link gets a free share into their portfolio. It really is free money. I've also got a new video on match betting coming out very soon. I've had to push it back a few weeks just because I had a lot going on. However, if you do want to start match betting, please check out the link down below again. It's a really good way of making extra money every single month. I'm closing in on around £6,500 to £7,000 now, and that's tax-free cash that I've got for literally doing not much at all. Once again though, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and I will catch you in the next one.